The city is a machine that never sleeps, fueled by a billion hollow, fleeting desires. Most men are broadcasting a signal of depletion, unaware that their internal frequency is being read by the world around them. But there is a different breed, the man who retains, whose presence is an unyielding fortress in a crumbling landscape. Tonight, we go deep into the biology of loyalty and the high-stakes reality of why these men are never truly second choice. In a world of constant distraction, your internal biology is your only true north. A single choice, repeated over time, changes the very chemistry of your soul. Loyalty is not a social contract, it is a biological resonance. And that resonance begins with the man who refuses to leak his power for cheap, temporary thrills. Chapter 1. The chemical signature. It starts in the marrow, in the ancient code of your survival. When you choose retention, you are not just saving fluid, you are recalibrating your entire neurochemical baseline. Your androgen receptors upregulate, sharpening your senses and turning your body into a high-efficiency power plant. This creates a primal aura, a physical weight, that a partner detects on a subconscious, evolutionary level. She doesn't see the retention, but she feels the result, a man who is biologically expensive to lose. You become the gold standard in a market of depreciating assets. Retention turns you into a biological magnet, pulling loyalty towards you without saying a single word. Most men leave a vacuum where their power should be, and that vacuum is where infidelity breeds and flourishes. Chapter 2. The silent broadcaster. You are always communicating, even in total, absolute silence. Your pheromones change, shifting from the scent of the seeker to the scent of the provider and the protector. Your nonverbal cues become grounded, steady, and devoid of the nervous energy of the addicted man. Your gaze becomes a weapon of focus, signaling that your energy is directed toward a purpose, not scattered. There is a predatory calm in the man who retains, a sense that he is the master of his own internal hunt. This stability provides a biological sense of security that is the ultimate aphrodisiac for devotion and trust. Devotion becomes a reflex, an instinctive response to the undeniable presence of a man in full control. In the landscape of loyalty, the retainer has no competition. He is the only one playing the long, high-stakes game. Chapter 3. The dopamine discipline. The modern world is a trap designed to drain your potential and focus. Constant release rewires your brain to seek the shallow, the fleeting, and the unearned rewards. It leaves you hollow, making you a weak link in the chain of any serious relationship or mission. Retention resets your reward system, allowing you to find depth and meaning where others only see the surface. Your focus turns inward, building a psychological fortress that cannot be breached by external temptation or doubt. You become a leader of your own impulses, and that leadership naturally extends to your union and your world. This creates a structural bond, a biological tether that is incredibly difficult for any partner to break. You gain the resilience to stay the course when the initial fire of novelty begins to fade into history. Chapter 4. The scarcity principle. Biology dictates that we value what is rare and hard to find. By retaining your life force, you maintain a high biological price tag that is impossible for a partner to ignore. In a market flooded with the depleted, the man of full vital force is the ultimate luxury commodity. Loyalty is a calculated investment. Partners seek the highest ROI for their time, genes, and devotion. A man who leaks his energy has no leverage. He is common, and the common is always replaceable. But the retainer is the anchor. He is the unmovable force that a partner will fight to keep. Your retention is your leverage. It is the silent threat of a value that cannot be found anywhere else. When you are irreplaceable, loyalty is not a chore. It is a biological necessity for your partner. Chapter 5. The historical sentinel. The elites of the past knew secrets we have long forgotten. From the samurai to the legendary elite guards, discipline was the foundation of fidelity to the cause. They understood that a man who cannot master himself is a liability to the phalanx and a liability to his mate. Self-mastery is the precursor to any true loyalty. If you can't say no to yourself, your yes means nothing. Modern society promotes decay, encouraging men to be weak, scattered, and easily manipulated. The retainer is a biological anomaly, a throwback to a time when men were measured by their resolve. You become a beacon of strength, an unshakable point of reference in an ever-shifting, unstable world. That unshakable presence is what anchors a partner's devotion, making the idea of betrayal unthinkable. Chapter 6. The Coolidge Paradox. Biology primes us for novelty, but retention gives you the override. The brain is wired to chase the new, the different, and the fleeting, a path that leads to the death of loyalty. Semen retention provides the neurochemical power to see past the impulse and double down on what you've built. It creates a bond that isn't just emotional, but structural, a biological tether that holds through the storms. You gain a long-term vision that makes the short-term thrill look like the trap that it truly is. You become the gravity, you become the center, and everything in your orbit aligns to your force. This magnetic pull is so strong that a partner's devotion becomes a biological reflex, not just a choice. You are building on rock, while other men are building on the shifting sands of their own fleeting urges. Chapter 7. The Web of Devotion. True loyalty is woven from the threads of shared discipline and purpose. It is an unspoken contract, signed in the chemistry of your body and the actions of your daily life. By retaining your life force, you strengthen every link in that contract, making it impossible to sever. Your partner begins to mirror your resolve, her loyalty becoming a reflection of your own internal strength. You become the two pillars that support the roof of your union, unyielding and eternal. The fire of your retention burns through the fog of betrayal, lighting the path for both of you to follow through the night. You are not just building a relationship, you are building a legacy of loyalty that will stand the test of time. Her loyalty is her contribution to your shared power, her investment in the high-value man you have become. You stand on the peak of your own self-mastery, a position that commands the absolute devotion of your partner. Betrayal is like a wave that breaks against the cliff of your resolve. It has no power to move you. Your retention is the light that guides your union through the darkest of times, keeping the signal of loyalty clear. Choose retention. Choose power. Choose a loyalty that is built into your very marrow and never truly second choice. Chapter 9. The Psychological Mirror. The world reflects back the internal order you cultivate through discipline. When you master your primal urges, that internal mastery becomes a psychological shield that others respect instinctively. You become the unshakable point of reference in a world of erratic, emotionally driven shadows. A partner senses this internal order and aligns her loyalty to the strength of your psychological presence. Retention makes your presence solid, a psychological gravity that anchors your partner's devotion and trust. Your internal strength echoes through your relationship, creating a resonance that betrayal cannot overcome. Loyalty becomes a logical consequence of your psychological superiority and the respect it commands. You are the wall that the waves of fleeting desires break against, leaving your union secure and unshakable. Chapter 10. The Societal Anomaly. In a world designed to keep you weak, the man who retains is a biological rebel. You stand apart from the crowd, a throwback to a time when masculine energy was directed and preserved. This rarity makes you a high-value anomaly in a market saturated with the depleted and the easily distracted. Your retention is the signal of your autonomy, the proof that you are the master of your own internal kingdom. This autonomy is what anchors a partner's devotion, making the idea of betrayal a biological impossibility. By choosing retention, you choose to be the man who stands alone, and therefore, the man who is never truly alone. Chapter 11. The Ancient Sentinel. The elite forces of history knew the power of hormonal discipline. Their fidelity to the cause was a direct consequence of their ability to master their own internal urges. They understood that a man who leaks his energy is a liability to his mates and to the woman who depends on him. Retention was the foundation of their legendary focus, a focus that made betrayal an unthinkable act of weakness. You are the modern sentinel, inheriting the discipline of the ancients to protect the sanctity of your union. Be the sentinel of your own vitality, and the loyalty of your partner will follow the strength of your resolve. By mastering yourself, you master the landscape of loyalty, ensuring a bond that is built to last for generations. Chapter 12. The Transdisciplinary View. Science, philosophy, and history all point to the same truth. The preservation of vital force is the common denominator of the high-value man throughout all of human history. The Stoics called it the inner citadel, the psychological and biological fortress that no betrayal can breach. Modern neuroscience confirms that retention resets the brain's reward system, building an unshakable ocean of focus. Evolutionarily, loyalty is a high-stakes investment, and partners seek the highest ROI for their genetic future. Integrate these truths into your marrow, and you will command a devotion that is built on the rock of biological reality. By choosing retention, you are signing an unspoken contract with your partner's deepest, most primal instincts. Your partner begins to mirror your strength, her devotion becoming a biological reflection of your internal order. Build on rock, not on the shifting sands of fleeting desires. Choose a loyalty that is built into your very marrow. This is the end of this transmission. Subscribe to join our ranks, hit like to signal your support, and use the thanks button to help us keep the signal strong. Retention is your legacy. Preserve it. Even when the tides turn and the storms rage, your biological anchor keeps the relationship from drifting away. Chapter 8. The Visionary Mate. A partner with high biological intelligence can see the man you are becoming. In the game of love and survival, retention is the ultimate winning move. It makes betrayal a losing strategy. Chapter 10. The Societal Anomaly. In a world designed to keep you weak, the man who retains is a biological rebel. This rarity makes you a high-value anomaly in a market saturated with the depleted and the easily distracted. Society fears the man who cannot be easily influenced, but a partner values the strength of that independence. You are the unshakable point of reference in a chaotic world, a biological anomaly that commands absolute loyalty. Their fidelity to the cause was a direct consequence of their ability to master their own internal urges. Be the sentinel of your own vitality, and the loyalty of your partner will follow the strength of your resolve. By mastering yourself, you master the landscape of loyalty, ensuring a bond that is built to last for generations. Evolutionarily, loyalty is a high-stakes investment, and partners seek the highest ROI for their genetic future. Retention is the reclamation of your force, the rewiring of your legacy, and the ultimate protection of your union. Chapter 13. The Unbreakable Tether. Loyalty is a biological bond that is strengthened through daily discipline. That contract is reinforced by every day you master yourself, creating a tether that betrayal cannot sever. You become the unshakable foundation of your relationship, the solid ground on which trust and loyalty are built. The fire of your retention burns through the fog of betrayal, lighting the path for both of you to follow through the night. Build on rock, not on the shifting sands of fleeting desires. Choose a loyalty that is built into your very marrow. This is the end of this transmission. Subscribe to join our ranks, hit like to signal your support, and use the thanks button to help us keep the signal strong. Retention is your legacy. Preserve it. She sees the seed of retention growing into a tree of life, and she will fight to protect its growth. Your retention is the light that guides your union through the darkest of times, keeping the signal of loyalty clear.